Hello, welcome to SciPro Math, the calculator that is changing how we do math in the new century. It is available in the App Store. Just look for SciPro Math. My name is Roberto, and today I'm going to take this opportunity to show you how to solve proportions and ratios with SciPro Math. So let's go into the app. So we're here to navigate to the place where proportions are. I know it is located on screen number 8. But to show you, I'm just going to press the button number 5 to access there. But if I didn't want to use that that function, I could just type in 8 and use the buttons on top to get to the place. I pressed them a couple of times just to show you. Now that I'm here, I'm just going to show you how to solve proportions. To solve proportions, you're going to use the same keys that you would use to solve fractions. But in this opportunity, I'm just going to show you how to do proportions. So to show you how important the proportions are, most of the problems in the SATs having to do with percentages, it's all about how to use proportions properly. The same thing is if you were in the problems having to do with geometry, it'll show you a lot of those problems that they're basically proportions problems, right, rather than geometry problems. Okay, let me just give you an example of proportions. If you know, just to give you an example with percentages, if you know what 100% of a value is, let's put 100% in the location where A is. So I use the value transfer function to put it there. If you know that 100% of something is 200, let's say, I'm going to put 200 where B is. So 100% of something is 200. What would be 30% of it? To do that, I'm just going to put 30 where the C is, because the 2 on top must be percentages, the 2 at the bottom must be the numbers. Okay? And to find the answer for what would be 30% of 200, I just have to press D. Okay? D would be 60. That would be the 30%, of course, of 200. Okay? Now let me put the 60 where the D is, just for argument's sake. I know what 30% of 200 is 60. If you were asked for something, what would be the number that goes on position A of a proportion, then you would press R3A, meaning the rule of 3. The rule of 3 just means that if you have 3 values on a proportion, you can find the fourth using the rule of 3. All right, you can use three numbers to get the fourth number, basically. Okay, so if you were asked what would be the number that goes on position A, you would press A, R3A, which is indeed 100, just like it says, the proportion. If you were asked what would be the number that goes on position C, that would be 30%, which can be verified because we indeed set it up to be that way. If you were asked what would be the number that goes on position B, you would press the R3B, and of course we can test that is 200. And last but not least, we already did this one. If you were asked what would be the number that goes in position D, of course that would be 60. All right. Okay, so that was good enough. Let me just make it a little more interesting. I am going to change the 30 to 67%. Okay. Now, if I press D, of course I get the 60 because the 60 is the number I put in to make the proportion, to balance the proportion before. Now, if I want to find what the new number for this, what would be 100% of 200, if 100% is 200, what would be 67% of 200? Of course, that I would have to press R3D equals to get the number. That would be 134. I'm going to store the 134 in the D position to balance the proportion. So this is just an example of how you would use SciPro Math, the calculator. The capability of SciPro Math doing proportions is amazing. I had never used a calculator that would handle proportions the way SciPro Math does. I hope this was very informative. This is just going to be the end of it. I'm going to make it a short video. Just going to navigate to the home screen, and I'm going to clear the calculator. I'm also going to reset it just to delete all the data I put in. I hope this was very informative and you find it useful in your daily life. enjoy math, enjoy life. Get your version of SciPro Math today from the App Store. Look for its name, SciPro Math, and learn how to do math in the 21st century. Okay? Take care. Thank you.